I am Meg from LovenStamps, and this is Make or Mornings with Meg Tuesday edition. I have a project to share with you that I'm quite excited about because it features one of the designer series papers that I actually have neglected a little bit. And so sometimes people ask me, do you dress up for your videos? Today, hands down, dressed up for my video. So raise your hand if you can guess what paper we're using. Drum roll, please. Yes, it is the Favored Flowers paper. So let me pull this out here. It comes in the Sale-A-Bration Mini, and it is the oranges and peaches, and then also the purples here of all of these gorgeous papers. Oh, turn this way. All these gorgeous papers that are available only for one more week. So do not miss the chance to get these, because after today's card, I promise you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it wasn't one of my favorite list, but now I have to have it. So sorry for that. It happens to me too. People show stuff all the time that I'm like, I didn't think I needed that. So here is the back side of all of these gorgeous papers. Okay, so wearing my top to match. Now, I will tell you that the inspiration for today's card came from my friend Julie Davison, who's amazing, and she presented as part of our team meeting. We were in the same team group, and she had this card layout idea that she shared last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess, at a meeting. And during that meeting, several people said things like, "Oh yeah, that demo was awesome, and now I need that." So thank you, Rachel, for making that. But this card idea just works with so many different stamp sets, and so this is the version that I made. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you so that you have the idea too. So this is a great one to write down the size of the papers and make notes, and then apply to whatever stamp set and bundle or paper you want. And of course, remember that when you're using Sale-A-Bration papers, cutting a piece of paper that is 4 1/4 by 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches is really pretty painless, because you have so much paper and you got it for free. So only until the end of February, don't miss out on those. So let's switch our camera here, and I will show you. The stamp set that we are using is Fragrant Flowers, which of course has the Fragrant Flowers die set and coordinates here with the designer series paper. And let me show you how that works. These papers here have these giant floral designs on them, and these floral designs coordinate so that you can cut them out exactly with the dies from here. So this is another great die set. You guys know I've been featuring Desert Details this month, Delicate Desert, because I love the pieces in there. This is another set that has some great backgroundy pieces, some shadow or like little line art pieces, and some labels. Just Stampin' Up! Has been great lately about designing die sets that are just really useful. So speaking of really useful, this piece goes here like this, and you can die cut out these flowers. And this piece goes here like this, and you can die cut those flowers. So you can see how useful this is. And so through the magic of television, I actually have 2 of those die cut here. So this is going to be part of our card. Now you could also use the stamp set, and you could stamp as many of these and in any color that you want, and go ahead and die cut them that way. The other thing that I absolutely adore about these, this stamp set, is these thanks and hello words. So yes, I know a lot of times, even myself, I find myself saying, oh, I have a lot of flower sets. But this detail in this stamped image is beautiful, and these are greetings and like a nice bold font that I find myself reaching for all the time. So a really great choice. All right. So what is the cutting size for this? You are going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 5 1/2 inches tall. And then it's easy to remember here. It's basically 4 1/4 plus 1 1/4. So it's going to be 5. Okay, I said that was easy, and then what's 4 1/4 plus 1 1/4? I need my ruler here. 4 1/4 plus, I don't trust myself to do, how about that? I don't trust myself to do math here. So it is 5 1/2. It's 5 1/2 inch square. Well, that was easy. Jeez. It's like this is like the perfect card or something. So 5 1/2 inches square, and then you are going to go ahead and score it at like 4 1/4 inches from one end. So then you don't have to remember what this flap is. You just have to remember it's normal card size, and you're gonna end up with this flap over here, okay? Now, where did I put that piece of designer series paper that I was flaunting all over the place? I have to cut myself another one. Okay, don't lose your dies in your paper. There it is. Okay, so now we have this paper here. And this is, like I said, cut to 5 inches by 4, 5 1/4 inches by 4, 5 1/4 inches by 4, so that it fits on here. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp the inside of our card first. So I have this piece here, which is the same size, 5 1/4 inches tall by 4 inches wide, and they're going to layer. So let's go ahead and stamp this and get this stuck down. So I'm going to use this. So look, I had some extra pieces cut. I'm going to use this fun image here, this little squares piece. And I think the front of our card, we're going to make a hello card. So we'll get that out. And then I need this pretty floral here too. So let's go ahead and get our stamps mounted. When you mount your stamps, as always, you want to make sure that you are reaching down. I just got ink all over my hands, and picking up your stamps like this. You don't want to flip them and apply them manually, because you can end up with some like warping in your images and stuff. So let's see, you can tell I've been doing desert details lately. I wouldn't necessarily do this. I would avoid sticking my stamp down. I just like to use my block to pick my stamp up. That way I know that the image is not bent or misshapen, especially if you're gonna die cut it or something like that. So, or words, you want them to be straight. So let's go ahead, we're gonna pull our Memento Black in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp, and I'm just gonna do a couple of these here. I'm going to put our die cut paper inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that as a guide so that I can figure out where I want to place these images. And I'm going to avoid getting Cajun Craze ink on my hands because I just got it over. Let's just clean that off. Do you guys use your chamois as a finger wiping area? It's awfully handy. It works awfully well. So, all right, we're gonna take a dimensional, pop this on the back here, and I'm gonna leave this kind of blank on the inside so that I can use this for lots of different occasions. I haven't decided what I'm gonna use it for yet. So let's go ahead and stick this down. I have my multi-purpose liquid glue handy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. Remember, if you can see it, it is enough. You don't need a ton of this stuff. And then I'm gonna flip this over and go ahead and mount this here inside our card. So this flap is here on the front, okay? Now, the reason I did this first is because when I add my layer, I want it to cover up exactly the piece that I just did, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and set that there. And then I'm gonna put some strong adhesive on this flap. I'm not gonna go too high or too low because I don't want it to seal the card, because there's gonna be an edge here that's not got a piece behind it. So I'm gonna set my DSP there where it goes, and then I'm just gonna fold that flap down on top. So now I have my piece here where I don't have to worry about whether it's covering everything or not. And check that baby out. You can see the pretty insides of your paper as well as the front of it. Now, I have another strip of designer series paper. This one is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And this piece here, I actually cut from the edge because you end up with some edge pieces here. If you only cut the full flowers, you end up with these edge pieces left over. So I kind of trimmed this, which is why there's a teeny little bit missing there. I don't think anyone's gonna notice, so I'm not gonna worry. And then my other message about this is that you can die cut these flowers along the edge. There's nothing that says that you can't continue to use those. So I would die cut that, and then I would apply this to my card like this so that I would cut the edge here, and then it wouldn't show that I just cut that from the edge of the paper. Does that make sense? So don't discount these edges. Don't discount these partial images here. You can use them on your card just like the big full ones, okay? So you got the paper, you might as well use it, right? All right, so let's come back here. I'm going to bring in a piece of cardstock. This is 2 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut a banner tail on this. So the easiest way to go ahead and cut this is to, in the center, just cut up however far you want your banner tail to go. Okay, so I've cut just to there. So we have that kind of action going on. And then I'm gonna cut from the corner to the top of that little cut, and from this corner to the top of that little cut. And that will give you a banner that is relatively even, rather than just like, you know, cut left, cut right, cut left, and suddenly your banner is like this tall. Raise your hand if you've ever done that, because you kept trying to get it straighter. So let's go ahead and stick this down. I'm on a kick to use up the edge pieces of my dimensionals, so I'm gonna just pull some of these on here. Look at that, 2 sheets down. I had kind of a pile going, so you know, when you actually try to use them, they move along pretty quickly. All right, so I'm gonna pop these on here like so. So this banner is going to give us a focal point here. You guys know that I love a good focal point, and this card has one. So I'm going to layer this paper here on top, and this black paper is just the perfect way to showcase our pretty design here, just like that. So we're gonna go ahead and add some more dimensionals here behind our flowers. We'll just go ahead and, now I do have to think about where I'm putting these because I want to make sure that the dimensionals end up on this part of our flower. So I'm just gonna turn this, like I'm gonna pinch it here with my hand so that I can see like what are the pieces that are available for dimensional space when I turn it over, okay? So now I can go ahead and pop that on. Now we need a greeting for our card, and then we're gonna have to add some bling, so never fear. But so far we're kind of reading along here. And I love the way this black border here sets aside the flower from the background paper. So, oh, I forgot to put this on. Okay, well, let's see, did I get, okay. So we're just gonna peel this apart here just a little bit. I'm gonna try and pop this banner piece off without, there we go, damaging it too much. And then I'm gonna slide this paper underneath. Oh, goodness gracious. Did you guys see me doing that? Meg, you forgot to put the paper on. I just got so excited about cutting our banner that I totally forgot about this piece. So we're gonna slide that on, and then remember, multi-purpose liquid glue takes a second to grab, so I'm gonna let it grab before I mess around too much. And then I'm just gonna press that back down. I think that'll stay nicely. There we go. Okay, oh, geez, I like that even better. So let's come in here with our banner. The banner piece is I pre-die cut from the same set of dies. So this is from the Fragrant Flowers die set also. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp our hello. And photopolymer, I never worry about pre-cutting because I can always see what's going on. I can see that my stamp is well inked by looking through it after I ink it. And then I can see that my stamp is placed well. Oh, let's see, get a little more, there you go. I can see that my stamp is placed well because I can see through it when I stamp. So let's go ahead, I forgot one thing about this. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I think that what's gonna happen is I have over inked and over pressed a little bit. So I think I'm gonna get smudges in my hello, which I did. So we get to do that again. And this is where practicing your stamping on a scrap paper is always a good plan. So now I'm gonna do this again, but I'm not gonna press so hard. It doesn't take like a zillion muscles to go ahead and get a good image on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that. There we go, a beautiful image without those dots. So if you get this kind of smudge in here, think twice about whether you're over pressing when you push down on your stamp. Now the other thing that I want to add to this, because I want to bring in a little bit more of this imagery and I want to use the stamp from this set, is my Fresh Freesia ink pad. And Fresh Freesia is one of our soon to be going away in colors. So do not miss the chance to add this to your collection or to get cardstock or an ink refill, markers, because this, once it goes on the, once the retiring stamps are announced, it will go on the While Supplies Last list. All right, now I have this extra piece of dimensional paper here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it to work because I want to stamp, but I don't really want to get the stamp on my background paper, my stamping area. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to protect my paper. So handy dandy there. All right, so we have our elements here that are gonna get stuck down. So let's go ahead and do that. And no one really needs to know that there was another piece on the back that we also stamped. So let's go ahead and pop this on here. And I think I need one more, sorry guys, one more Stampin' Dimensional out here to hold this down. All right, and then go ahead and attach this. There we go. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that this card needs a little bling to go along. So I am going to pop these little babies on there. These are the opaque adhesive back gems. They are in the mini catalog, and they come in these 2 shades of purple and this pink and this white. And I think that both the dark and the light purple are absolutely perfect for this particular card. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 of these, and you can use your fingernails or use your take your pick tool for an easy transfer. And that gives us our really fun card. So you could do this same card using the Calypso Coral and Petal Pink paper really easily, but either way, the Fragrant Flowers bundle with the dies that coordinate with the Designer Series paper and these pretty stamps that let you use your dies indefinitely, just keep on stamping and cutting, are a really, really great combination. So, and this paper is only until the end of Sale-A-Bration, so it will disappear on February 28th, not to return. So if that is something that you would like to add to your collection, you'll want to make sure that you get that pretty soon, because we got a week left. Can you hardly believe we're just cranking through this winter? So anyway, happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day, that you enjoyed this card and the layout. That is just a really great one to apply to lots of different stamp sets. And I will look forward to seeing you on Thursday for another Maker Mornings with Meg. So happy stamping, everyone. Thanks for watching.